Hi everyone, it's warp time again. I guess for once, the political news, especially the ones emerging out of the White House and Trump's shenanigans, seem to be putting even AI news in the shade. And over the last 1 2 weeks, I myself have been as fascinated by all the stuff that's happening in the US as I've been with all the stuff that's happening in AI, again, largely in the US. But this weekend warp is about AI, so we will not really talk about what's happening in the US and talk much more about what's happening in AI. So one, well, big news. OpenAI recently and finally unveiled GPT 4.5, 4.5, its latest, most advanced large language model. It came out in February, I think February 27th. And as a preview for the pro users, so not users like me and you, people who pay $200 per month to access ChatGPT Pro, it's going to come very quickly to ChatGPT Plus. So I think we will see it very, very soon. Well, it's what is it? It's a larger model. It offers enhanced emotional intelligence, more intuitive dialogue, makes interactions feel more natural, engaging. It has more expanded knowledge, deeper understanding of various topics. There's a claim that hallucinations are significantly reduced. Uh, and I believe that it has a tenfold increase in computational efficiency as compared to GPT-4. It also accepts image inputs and generates and integrates very well with DALI. I had spoken about the large language model K curve, and like top arm of the K, kind of where all these big companies, US companies, are investing millions, billions of dollars, the latest NVIDIA Blackwell chips, and kind of creating more and more powerful models. And will eventually, I think this will be, and the GPT-5 will be the last such big model, and then they'll kind of move more and more towards reasoning and inference. And then there's the lower arm of the K, where companies like DeepSeek and hopefully companies from India are kind of creating what I call trying to create what I call their AGI, artificial good enough intelligence, rather than AGI, artificial general intelligence. 4.55 reasoning thinking models are more towards AGI, artificial general intelligence. So 4.5 is out, and a much stronger, bigger model. A preview in a sense to maybe 4.5 Turbo or even GPT-5. But let's see what else news comes out. Talking of NVIDIA, well, the single most followed results in the stock exchange across the world is NVIDIA's earnings. They kind of seem to prop up not only big tech earnings, but pretty much the entire index for Nasdaq. Uh, Unsurprisingly, NVIDIA delivered another blockbuster results. The quarterly revenue was up 12% or, from last quarter and 78% year on year. Uh, Significantly, the data center part of the revenue was about $36 billion, which was up 16% from last quarter and almost doubled year over year. Um, there seems to be no correlation between NVIDIA stock and earnings. Earnings keep on going up. Unbelievable earnings delivered by a company this size in hardware. But the stock doesn't seems to want more. The market seems to want more, and so the stock has been down. A couple of percentage went up, and then it went down. But I think keeping the stock market thing aside, I think the key message here is that companies are going to be continuing to invest in super high powered chips, especially the Blackwell chips that NVIDIA has launched. And Jensen Huang has said that AI is advancing at light speed. He believes that these thinking models, these reasoning models, and inference related models are going to need more and more compute. And so, actually, the best is still yet to come. Also, the next evolution of AI, which is agentic AI, and then physical AI, robotic AI, will need even more compute. According to Jensen Huang and other experts. And so, I think NVIDIA is probably just getting started. And I see a $4 trillion company happening soon. I'm long on NVIDIA. And I think so is the market, though, there are blips which keep on happening. And so that's two. The third one, which was very, very interesting, at least from my perspective, and is a little scientific, is this uh, announcement by a company called Inception, a Palo Alto company, started by a Stanford computer science professor, Stefano Armon. And he's talked about creating a new kind of large language model, what he calls a diffusion-based large language model, and what he calls a DLM rather than LLM. So large language models, as we know, work mostly on text, and they kind of predict the next word or next set of words after you give it a word. That's what prompts are and prompt engineering is. But diffusion models tend to power more the text to video or text to image, like Midjourney or Sora, etc. And they work in a different way. They work much more parallelly rather than sequentially, the way large language models do. And Armon has been working on how to create a diffusion model for text. And this particular model that they have, the DLM that they have launched, seems to do that. And I think that is quite interesting because what it could mean is that these models could leverage compute or GPUs much more efficiently because of this quote unquote parallel processing. A lot of very big minds in AI, Andre Karpathy, for instance, have really praised this model. And I think it's an interesting breakthrough because so far it was all about scaling laws, all about throwing more and more NVIDIA chips, more compute at the problem, and creating bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger training sets. And pre-training efforts for the model. And now this seems to be a different way to train models, which hopefully will make models better and faster and in a much more cheaper way. So those were the three things I wanted to talk about for last week, the weekend wrap, WARP rather for AI, GPT 4.5 by OpenAI, and then NVIDIA, the bellwether of AI's results, which astounded yet again. And then this new kind of diffusion models or DLMs that hopefully are going to change the way we build models for the better. Until next week, then, and would love your feedback on the weekend warp this week.